Hey, what's up you guys, it's Connor, and today I'm going to do my hashtag TBR takedown. I know this is kind of late, but I decided to do it anyways. So I know I was doing daily updates, but I started a new job and they were having me work doubles every day, so it just didn't work out to do daily updates because I stopped reading halfway through the readathon. So yeah, I didn't really get much reading done after the first 3 days or so sorry about that, but I'm gonna do this wrap up anyways. So the first book that I finished, I had already started before the readathon, and that was Dead Weather and Sunrise by Jeff Rodkey. This is the first book in the Chronicles of the Egg series. It follows a boy named Egbert, and he is living on an island called Dead Weather. Here, I'll show you the map. So basically, this book is about this boy named Egbert, and he's living in an island called Dead Weather, and it's kind of a really crappy island. It has a lot of rocks, and a lot of pirates live on it. The only thing that they can grow are these fruit plant trees. So his dad kind of owns like a plantation, I guess, where some of the pirates that are too injured to go on ships work at this place and gather fruit for his family. And then there's also Sunrise, which is a really nice island that has a lot of rich people living on it. And that's basically the setup of this world so far. It's going to be expanded in future books, but this book only really deals with these two main islands, and then there's a couple islands that are like on the perimeter of these, but they're only talked about for like 2 seconds. I enjoyed this book a lot, but I gave it a 4 stars on Goodreads, and I think it was kind of a weak 4 stars. It's more like a 3.5, 3.75 stars. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be like a really fast-paced, adventure story, and I just kind of wasn't. It was kind of classically written, so it was more like a Peter Pan type of story where it has a lot of characters that just have opinions to have the opinions that they have, and there's not much basis for them. They just kind of are the way that they are, and that's how they are, and they're not going to change. And I think that's kind of how like classical literature is, classical children's literature. So that's kind of how this was. It isn't really my style, but I did enjoy it, so I gave it 4 stars. The next book that I finished, I had also started before the readathon, but I wanted to finish it, and that was Enda by Sherwood Smith. This is the first book in the Enda series, and I read this book with Sarah from Books and Junk and Chelsea from The Reading Outlaw, and I enjoyed reading it with them. I needed to read it with them because I would not have finished this book otherwise. I really liked the first half of the book. The first half was awesome, and then the second half was just not that good. I did not like it very much. I didn't like it. So I ended up giving this book a 3.5 stars out of 5 stars because I really, really did like the first book, and yeah, it's just the second half was not my favorite. I plan to do a full review for this book, so look forward to that. And I'm also going to do one for Dead Weather and Sunrise, so I'm not going to go into too much detail for all these books because I plan to do reviews for all of them. So then I ended up picking up King of the Dead, but I ended up picking up Old Man's War and finishing that before I finished King of the Dead. Old Man's War was amazing. It was so funny. It follows a guy named John Perry. So he ends up joining the Colonial Defense Force on his 75th birthday, and it just follows his adventures in space, and it's just super amazing, super funny. I already ordered the second book. I just can't wait to get it. And yeah, it's just, yes. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, of course. And so then I did go back and finish King of the Dead by Joseph Nassis. This is the second book in the Jeremiah Hunt trilogy, and I counted this book as my out of my comfort zone. Old Man's War, Enda, and Dead Weather and Sunrise were all first books in series, and I think they were all in my most recent book hauls, so they counted for both of those, and this one counted as a book that's outside of my comfort zone. It was kind of supposed to be like horror, sort of, but it really wasn't. It really was not scary at all. I did not find it scary, so, it was supposed to be, I think, but it wasn't. I mean, the cover is really kind of indicative that it would be scary, but it was not scary. In the first book, Jeremiah is kind of down and out. He has given up his eyesight to be able to see supernatural things, and his daughter's been missing for 5 years, so he is still hunting for her and finding out what happened to her. The first book was good. I think I gave it a 4 stars out of 5 stars. This one just kind of fell flat for me. It might just be middle book syndrome, so I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars, so it was alright. I enjoyed it, but not that much. If you watched my update videos, you saw that I started Wintertide by Michael J. Sullivan. This is the 5th book in the Rhyera Revelation series. I ended up finishing it afterwards, so I finished it now. But I don't think I finished it in time during the readathon. I think I finished it the morning after, so I should just count it anyways because cheating. It was okay. I didn't think it was as good as the second bind up, and it was really short. Like, in terms of the bind up, this is the 5th book and this is the 6th one, so there wasn't as much room for plot and all of that kind of thing. So I did enjoy it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and I can't wait to read the 6th and final book in the series. And you guys also probably saw that I ended up starting Bloodsong, but I'm still not done with it. I read like 100 pages in this during the readathon, and I read that like in one sitting because I was loving it. I'm now 400 pages in, so I have like 160 left. So you guys will see this in my monthly wrap-up, and yeah, and you'll see the rest of this book probably in my monthly wrap-up. No guarantees, though. So those are the books that I read for the TBR Takedown. I think I did pretty well. I didn't really read a book that was on my shelf for over a year. I did end up finding one. I said in my update that I couldn't find any books on my shelf that I'd had for over a year unread, but I did find one, but I didn't get to it, so whoops, oh well. But I still think I did well regardless of that. In the comments below, let me know what you read for the TBR Takedown, or if you did a video, link me that so I can watch it and interact on the interwebs. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!